Hello, I'm Alec Sportiello. This is my penultimate project. I wanted to make a collage of videos, but I wanted to be different, so I interviewed some people. I got the idea at first to interview friends and family, and then I thought about it, and I wanted to interview some people that I'm not really close with as well. The goal of this project, like we all know, is to show how we changed over our high school years. I never fully recognized the shift I went through until I went through my Snapchat memories and saw all the good memories I've made, but also some of the cringy moments I've had throughout the years. I think a lot of us can agree that we went through a rough first year and were cheated on a good year of high school. So to begin with, freshman year. Freshman year was a year filled with a whole lot of nothing for me personally. I remember riding the bus to my first day of school and I was panicking so bad. And then after like the first couple of mandatory first weeks, I switched to all online school because I was too scared of high school. After that, I was home 24/7 for the majority of my time. I was either at my bed or my desk. I'm here with my sister Gabby.
Hello.
What was I like in freshman year?
Freshman year, you were very quiet. You were nervous. Yeah, you were in your room a lot.
And going to bed at 3 a.m. was a little too common. I'm here with my sister Marcy.
Hello.
What was I like in freshman year?
Okay, so I personally remember sitting in my room and hearing you up until all hours of the night, cackling like a hyena, annoying me really bad. You had no style. And
Me and my friends, we would stay up really late playing video games like Minecraft. Or I would go on Omegle and talk to teens my age, or other kinds of people. I remember I would FaceTime random people with my friends. Looking back at it, it probably wasn't a good idea. One good thing is that school was super easy for me at this time, except for AP World. I've never spent so much time on homework in all of my 4 years of high school compared to that class. Did you like AP World?
I did not. Yes, I did.
Bit of a snooze fest. Never paid attention in class.
But I remember really liking it and like everything that was in it. Other than that, I was probably least stressed about school at this time. I remember doing labs for bio, extracting DNA of strawberries in my kitchen. Only a couple knew me at this time, but let's hear what they think. I'm here with my good friend Julia.
Hi.
What was I like in freshman year?
You were really quiet.
I'm here with Grace Hartstein. We went to Millennium, Prairie View, and high school together. So Grace, what was your impression of me freshman year?
To be honest, I don't really know you.
But when you were alone, you were really loud and like a lot. You were like a lot.
Yeah, I was a pretty introverted, shy kid, but I think being at home all the time gave me time to figure out who I was and who I wanted to be without having to really worry about others' perceptions. I planted my tree this summer of freshman year, and it's grown with me since. But that's pretty much it for freshman year. Not much happened, so let's go ahead and go to sophomore year. I remember sophomore year being a really rough year. I was beyond scared to go to real school, but I had no other choice. I hated everything about school, especially the socializing. You could literally ask anyone and they would say I didn't talk. What did you think about me freshman and sophomore year before you really met me?
I was kind of scared of you. I think at first you were very closed off.
You were quiet. You weren't very social, so I would say you had anxiety. He always had his wires in and he didn't talk, but his hair was always in his face.
I was so awkward and had no social skills because of COVID. COVID was still going on, so I wore my mask, but then everybody stopped and I kept mine on because I was insecure. I liked them because they hid most of my face and then my hair covered the rest. I looked like a bum because I was always wearing pajama pants, looking like I crawled out of bed. I acted like it too. I stuck to myself most of the time and spoke very few words.
he kind of dressed very horrible. So he would wear yesterday's pajamas, breast anchor from the night before.
Honestly, I thought Alec was a little weird. I thought he was very quiet.
You had that low energy. Like, you were pushing through. Like, it was a struggle.
To be honest, this did more harm than good, but I grew from it. This year was filled with a lot of firsts, like the first swim unit, homecoming, football games, and more. My least favorite thing about this year was having AP Gov as a 0-hour second semester. One thing I do miss is when I would go late out at night and go on bike rides by myself. Sophomore year was the year I decided to join Relay for Life, and then I became a leader of it. On top of all the good things that club did, it made me more comfortable to speak and forced me out of my comfort zone. I started my first garden this year, which grew into a hobby. Starting one made me realize how I was interested in the environment and how things interact. The tree had also grown a foot since freshman year. Going into summer, I remember Julia got her license and we would go around everywhere. Even though I didn't have mine, it still felt like a new sense of freedom for us because we could go anywhere we wanted to. At that time, I realized I didn't want to be a bum for the rest of my high school career. So next up, junior year. Junior year was the start of a new me. I started caring less about what others thought about me and also became more comfortable in myself. Although at first I was reluctant to get out there until I joined diversity. Julia made me join diversity so that she could have a dance partner, but as I joined, I became more comfortable in talking with others and also became more extroverted. When I first started diversity, was I a good dancer?
Oh my god. Alec was the worst dancer I've ever seen in my whole life. It was like dancing with a stick. And it's like his hands were sweaty. But I was leading the whole thing.
Was I a good dancer when I first started?
I mean, you were a little stiff, but you were good.
When I first started diversity, was I a good dancer?
Can I pull up the Elmo video? Alec dancing in diversity.
I also learned how to dance and connected with my culture. Junior year, I started my first job at Moti. Starting my first job gave me a new sense of freedom. I finally had my own money and could buy my own things. I felt like I entered a new life. Work also gave me a new friend. Hello, I'm here with my good friend Jordan Ramirez.
I'm Jordan.
Me and Jordan met at our first job at Moti. So Jordan, what was your first impression of me?
I honestly thought you were pretty familiar, like I've seen you somewhere.
What are some words you would use to describe me?
Spontaneous, energetic, genuine.
After I got more comfortable, I got tired of having the reputation of being scrappy, so I started by letting the daily pajama fits go. Junior year, I took APES, and I'm glad I did. Without this class, I would not have known that environmental science was the career path for me, and it was also a really laid-back class. On top of that, I grew a massive garden this year. I grew about 5 heads of lettuce, 9 pumpkins, 12 cucumbers, some strawberries, a ton of lavender and lemon balm, and a whole bunch of bush beans. I also got my license junior year. Am I a good driver?
I would have said yes, but then you got into an accident.
No.
Even though I crashed the first week of summer break, I grew from it and became a better driver. The last thing of junior year was when I buzzed my hair because it was really dead. Was the buzz cut a good look?
No.
In my opinion, I don't think so.
No.
I would give it like a 6 out of 10.
I didn't think it was terrible.
The buzz cut was tough. It was giving Frank Ocean. He should have dyed it. He should have dyed it.
I did think that it would grow back by the beginning of senior year, but it didn't. I think junior year was the first truly good year of high school, even though it had its rough patches, but it was not as good as senior year. Senior year was when it felt like I finally made a full change. Before, I was still overly worried about other people's opinions, and this was the year when I finally stopped caring so much. It was a freeing feeling to let go of the low self-esteem. How have I changed from freshman to senior year?
You've made a lot more friends. If someone doesn't like you, you're like, okay.
I'm here with Shane.
Definitely a lot more energetic.
You talk to way more people, and they're like more sociable and outgoing.
Like, I see the way you interact with people and your friends. I'm just like, dang, that's Alec. Like, that's crazy. Just really put yourself out there.
He's very vocal now. He came out of his show.
Okay.
I feel like you're really closed off, and then senior year, you're more like, I don't know, you like interact with people more. You either like always like volunteer to like answer a question or like ask questions and stuff.
Especially after prom weekend, we talk to a bunch of different people, and you're very like outgoing, and like you connect with different people like quickly.
I think knowing you senior year and comparing it to your elementary self, I think that you've grown as a person and you're comfortable in your skin. You don't worry about what other people think as of now.
I also became more open to other experiences as I met different people that had different perspectives on life than mine. Meeting new people made life more enjoyable. Before, I really didn't connect with others, but senior year I made a change and talked to a good amount of people. I think I also stopped trying to make connections just for the sake of being more known. And I'm glad that I had close friends that stuck by my side the entire time. What was my impact on you?
Honestly, I think you pushed me to be more extroverted, which is like helped me get out of my comfort zone, which helped a lot.
Your impact on me is you make me like feel okay for not being like normal. It's okay if like people don't like me, it's okay because I know you do.
I stuck to who I knew I was because it felt better that way. What's a quality of me that has stayed the same?
I feel like I could always talk to you. Like,
Your humor has stayed the same for sure.
Okay.
I'd have to go with probably your intelligence.
You're always true. Like, you're a really good friend. Like, you always got my back. You're just a well-rounded, humble, like, good being.
He will always be there to give you advice.
Like thinking back to our elementary days with like Danny Bullard and Alex is that you weren't really afraid to say what you wanted to say.
This year, I started a new club called CORE. Relay for Life got discontinued, but I wanted to continue to make an effort to fight against cancer. Starting this club, even though it's not very known, helped me understand a new level of dedication and time commitment. Some of my favorite things from CORE was making baskets for patients and the Stick It to Cancer fundraiser, which actually made a good amount of money. Project diversity also became a very large factor in my senior year. I became one of the Latin American leaders, which led me to gain a new level of patience.
Yeah, you're pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, it was good. You had your moments where you were good, but you also had your moments where you weren't.
Being a leader of this club taught me how to work well with others, even though I had my bad moments. I think that level of leadership I learned will be something I carry with me for a while. I also just started my garden, which is taking really well, so it should be a good year. The tree is about 3 feet now, and is still growing strong. Senior year would not have been senior year without thinking about college. The college process was one of the most stressful moments of my life. I'm a very indecisive person, so it was hard for me to even narrow down my applications down to 9 schools. Of these 9, only 5 ended up being schools that I was actually interested in. The first school was University of Minnesota. This was also the first school I visited, and was one of the schools I was most interested in at first. The campus was really big and nice, but it ended up getting overshadowed by the other 3. My mom and I visited University of Oregon next. The campus was nice, but the area around it was even better. And it's what made me realize I actually really like the Pacific Northwest. Then I visited U of I. It's a nice school, but I still can't tell if I really see myself going there. University of Washington was the last school I visited. Seattle was one of the coolest places I've ever been to, and the campus was amazing. This school had been my dream school for a long time, but that might have changed. I wish I could say I knew where I was going, but I don't. I should soon though. In the end, I think my high school experience was pretty good. If there's one thing I got out of it, it's that meeting new people and sharing experiences with others is the best way to live life. There is one person that I haven't shown yet, my mom.
Okay. Start over? Yes. Okay. Hi, Alec. First, let me start by saying your high school years flew by. My beautiful baby boy grew up into a fine young man. Your dad and I couldn't be prouder of you. You are our last child to finish high school, and we can't wait to see the great things ahead of you. But I have to say, I'm going to miss you when you leave for college. Your dad and I have faith that you will be successful in your career. We hope your college years bring you a whole new world with adventures and new friends. We know you will add to making this world a better place. Lastly, I leave you with advice for your future. Live in the moments, take it all in. Try and see the positive in every situation. Even the bad situations have positives. And always remember, it's okay to ask for help. And that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Good job.